Hi everybody, I am David Corsaro and it's time to be awesome. I am very excited right now. I'm up here at the 4F convention in Batavia, New York, and I am with one of the hottest, best names in magic right now, Mr. Woody Aragon. Woody, thank you so much.
Hi David, how are you?
Thank you so much for coming on, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Everybody knows Woody Aragon. His book, A Book in English, is one of the top-selling magic books in many years.
I know.
And his DVD set through Luis D'Amatos' company, Woody Land, has been exponentially fantastic. It's sold great. Woody and I got a chance to watch Woody lecture the other day, and what was fantastic to me was last night Woody and I sat down at about 2:30 in the morning until about 4 in the morning talking about theory, talking about the motivation and the philosophy that Woody brings to his magic and to the style that he does. And one of the great things that we discussed was the idea of fooling people with your attitude, not your technique. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, this is a sentence that David Ortiz uses in his lecture because Spanish magicians, we like very much to fuse our methods with our natural handling.
Okay.
You know? So everybody has some gestures, that perhaps, I remember Ascanio, that was a very good thinker about moves, and he said that he had a friend that said to Ascanio, Arturo, you have this movement in which you put like this when you have a palm card, but I don't have any movement in which I can put a palm in front of the spectator. And he said, messing the bird, no?
Okay.
You say in English,
he was
massaging the bird, no? So I thought, you are doing yet. You have a natural. In my case, perhaps it's not natural, but in the case of this man, he did this as a natural gesture, and he did it a lot. No, I remember also the master of Rubiales, one of the greatest magicians now in Spain. His master Leon Camacho. For him is very natural. For instance, you are talking with him and you ask something, and Leon, do you want to come to dinner? And he say, I don't know, it's not a problem. Well, if you want, we can go. And he do like this. And Chamaris, he says, he's the king of the top change. Because when he have a card, it's very natural for him to say, and the card will appear, and he do the top change. So, I think I am not telling that it's wrong to learn a movement as is right. And
yes.
Please. I think when we are younger and you are beginner or not, or you are but less than 5 years in magic, it's good to study the classic way, the good way, the method, but always the movement that you must to adopt to your personality, to your charisma. And in some moments you will discover that when you are doing the movement and also you are playing with the misdirection, all the theories about if you rate the 5 points of magic of Juan Tamariz, is great because how to look, how to talk, you discover that perhaps the movement is not so important. As Canio said, the movement must be done as well as if I am looking directly, I don't see nothing. I see nothing. No?
Even if there was no misdirection, looking right at it, and it should still be invisible.
This is the goal.
Yes.
In the quality of my handling. But my misdirection must be so strong that if instead of half pass I do like this, nobody must look that. And if we put together both goals at the same time, you will have a double weapon, no?
Yes.
And it's very usual that Spanish magicians, we are doing good skill or good movement with people but with your attitude, you can fool a lot, not only because the movement, because the looking, the question, this kind that Ascanio said, blue ring question, that I must to do the movement, and I say, do you believe in miracles or you don't believe?
I believe.
Yeah, but you must to think.
Yes.
And as you must to think, you can't focus.
You can't focus on that if your brain is doing something else. So I think it's just interesting for people to really think about that. There's choices that they have to make during their performances, and what do I want my audience to think about here? Do I want them to think about the method, or do I want them to escape from that method for a moment and, as you put it, sort of leave and get caught up in...
It depends of your approach, and it depends of, and this is the most important, what do you want with your magic? Because a lot of magicians, they don't know. They only, well, I enjoy, okay, yeah, that's a good reason. But perhaps you do another thing. What do you want your magic? You want to be famous? You want to be, that people remember this man is amazing because he has powers? Or do you want this people say, oh, I had a big, great experience and I don't touch? Or do you want to convey some emotion, or do you have some message? Right. Because this approach is very different. The tricks that you must choose and the way you must to do these tricks is different when you choose, I want this or I want this. If you want to be remembered as a very skillful magician, perhaps you need to do tricks with a lot of movements and not in the spectator hands. But if you prefer that the spectator feels it's impossible, he do nothing, then perhaps you must to choose some effects like take the deck, I don't touch, you shuffle, you play, and at the end they can. No.
Is this a decision that you made at some point?
Of course, you need to choose.
And this is where you felt your personality and your was best.
It's little by little. It's not suddenly one day you appear and you okay, I have. But I think it's necessary to try to perform a lot, because always the spectator is the problem with magicians a lot of time is that we are with friends in the club and we perform for other magicians or for the same spectator that they are the family, and this is a problem. And this is a problem, and I think it's a difficult problem. It's a hard to solve because the conditions to perform for another people that they don't know has it's difficult to find. Difficult to find. I mean, if you are not professional or you are not working in a restaurant, the amateur only performs in the club and for the family, because it's very difficult that men go to the street and I don't like that. When street magic to go to somebody, I want to do a trick. I think perhaps it's funny sometimes, but it's not the place of magic, in my opinion. But this is my.
You need a fresh audience to perform for, so that you can grow and learn about yourself.
Yes, of course. When yesterday, you remember, we were talking a little about the Escuela Mágica de Madrid, the Madrid School of Magic in the 70s, Ascanio, Tamariz, Camilo, and it's true that these men, they start to perform in houses. Okay. Every Friday, in the 70s, one of the magicians of the Escuela Mágica de Madrid, they arrange a party in a house, a lot of friends of them, they eat, and at the end they do a magic show, like a gala, no? And they do tricks at the end of the performance at the night, and they give some sheets with questions to the spectator. What is the trick that you prefer? What is the trick that you love more? And they accumulate a lot of opinions of the spectators. People know the magician that he's organizing, but not the rest of the magicians.
Yes.
So there are no prejudices, there are no, because it's very difficult that your wife so will say, oh, it's amazing, because she knows you very well, no? So I think it's necessary to do an effort. But this is the good thing to do, perform for real lay people, because they know what they say. Their reactions will tell us what part of us they like, no? When we are performing. And this, combined with our taste, is what defines our conception in magic.
And that's exactly right. And getting that feedback to what it is they like. And that's why if you ever have a chance to watch people, and I'll use you, Woody, Danny, and everyone else perform, they just love you.
Of course.
The magic is there, but they just want to be able to talk to you afterwards and give you a hug, and just, everybody when they're done is smiling.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
Everybody's smiling and they're having a great time, and again, you can't capture that by putting the camera on this. It's the entire package.
Yeah.
And I spent an hour and a half last night talking to Woody, and it was fascinating, and I loved every minute. I don't want to take up too much of his time because there's a million other people who are waiting to talk to him. But I think the biggest things to sort of take away from this is that idea of really understanding what it is that your magic is doing, to how your magic is coming across to the spectators that you're performing for, and how that's being reflective of you and your personality and what you want your magic to be.
Yeah.
All of those things need to be considered to become a better magician.
It's true, completely.
Well, listen, I cannot recommend enough a book in English, which is Woody's book, or Woody Land, which is his DVDs. You can go to woodyaragon.com to learn more information about it, or to link to some other places where you can get it. Woody, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, David.
I appreciate it. That's Woody Aragon.
Thank you,
I'm
people.
David Corsaro. Go be awesome, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.